See, you know, we threw together the wood structure to give ourselves a second story and also a structure to hang our wires by. And in the old days, we would just hang branches over wires. That was the thing for years. And like, they're all in your face and right at head level, and it's very awkward. You end up like doing a lot of this, you know, working underneath the thing. And so this friend of mine, I can't take credit for inventing this string technique, but my friend Hans, who's from Austria.
If you want to try it.
Oh, you can show him, Sarah.
Yeah.
You're freaking. You're not left out of this. I'm just a talker.
All right.
So basically, Hans's technique, I first saw utilized in a shipping container that was just, as you can see, floor to ceiling, wall to wall, even more densely packed in than this, pure bud. And I was like, God, this is a terribly small drying space, but impressive how much weed you fit in here. And
how much you think you have to?
And it's like he put the strings over the wires, and they're looped and tied so you can slide back and forth. So if you had to get through the middle of this, you could just part the C gently and go. I won't do too much of that because there's all this labeling, because we grow way too many strains and have to keep track of way too many things. But Sarah and the crew are masters at this point. And Sarah will show you how what you think is actually complicated is quite simple and genius, how to hang on a string in case you guys ever need to fit a lot of drying weed into a small space. You do have to perfect the, go ahead, Sarah.
It's just a, what do you call this? A slip knot.
It's like a slip knot.
Yeah.
It's like you're tying your shoe type of knot.
I call it a number 4 because you make the shape of a 4.
Nice.
But anyway.
Slip knot at the bottom.
And it comes out really easily because you just pull the tail.
Yeah, don't tie a real knot because you got to take that down. You got to take that knot apart in a couple weeks or 10
so
days.
it's like there's definitely a technique that cannot be.
And when your fingers are gummed up with resin and all sticky from harvesting, things, you know, all the fun challenges wow, you really gotta.
It's because I'm distracted and.
Okay, so slip knot at the bottom. Now the string has a little counterweight at the bottom, and Sarah's going to demonstrate. She likes to start at the top. I start at the bottom and go up. She starts at the top and go down, and you just give it. You just poke the stalk through.
Yep.
And give it a loop, and it all hangs.
It holds itself by its own like tension on the string.
Yep.
And its own
they don't
weight.
fall out. If you want to, if you get down to smaller branches and you want to put like, I'll just show.
Right, you can
that
double
it actually, if you're like, oh, the end of the plant and you got 3 of these, you know, 3 works.
Right.
So you can pack a lot of branches, floor to ceiling, and by a lot of work to put all these wires through, tension the wires, tie all these strings. We recommend the braided twine, not just the spiral. It has less chance of unraveling and being catchy over the years. Hans, the original inventor of this, he had a waxed nylon twine, but I couldn't find that easily, so I just bought this as like Mason's twine at the hardware store. Yeah, you can imagine how much fun it was cutting all these to length, tying all these loops. But you know what? We wrapped 2 trees. We took a propane torch and cut them all at once. Torch, so it wasn't, you know, so you're burning the tip. Then yeah, you tie all these. You assembly line everything in this weed game because you realize that like it's just quicker if you get good at one thing and do it over and over and over. And so you know, then you do all these strings with their loops, and then you undo this wire and you feed it through them all at once, and then boom, you've got your 20 strings on your friggin' wire, and you're off to the races.
And we fill this room about 3 times, not all at once. Like we go section by section, but each section gets filled about 3 times.
You could fit a quarter to a third of that whole garden in this room. Wow.